Hello, my friends, and welcome to Tatiana's Coaching. I am Tatiana, and I am your life coach. I am on a mission to help you build a life that you can say, I love your life. If you feel stuck, if you feel like your life is blah, you're not enjoying it, but you don't know where to go, which direction to take, how to make it better, how to enjoy it again, I am your girl. Please reach out to me. First consultation is absolutely free, and I will help you identify your true dreams and desires and give you actionable steps towards that life that you can say, I love you life. Welcome. Recently, I came across a comment in social media, and the person was writing that life is so unfair. There's always something bad happening, and how can we say that life is good and everything is gonna work out when it's just not? Are we supposed to lie to ourselves? And it got me thinking, why some people live a Disney story and why some people live in a horror flick. Why some people sail through life and enjoy all of the beauties of life and things are just coming to them, and why some people are just like constantly struggling, always miserable. And you look at their life and you're like, how? Like, how is it possible that they're always surrounded by these problems and these troubles, and it seems like nothing is just working for them? And I had this thought: if an alien comes to our planet and he will ask a few people, so like, how is life here? And we'll get the answers from these like positive and negative people. The alien will think like, what's wrong with people? Do they live in the same dimension and in the same reality? Because it definitely seems that sometimes we're not. Sometimes our lives differ so much that it's hard to understand why. So this is what I will be talking about today. I will give you the answer why and what to do with it. How to make your life a Disney story, a beautiful Disney story, not a horror flick. But before we dive in, I would like to thank everyone who have been watching my channel, who have subscribed, who is leaving comments. Your interactions, your feedback is so, so, so important to me. It helps me understand what you want to hear. It gives me feedback for my work, and it gives me the desire and strength and encouragement to do more of it. And if you're new to this channel and you like my videos, please like them and share them so more people can benefit from it. And of course, subscribe to join our beautiful community with self-aware, like-minded people who love their lives, or at least on their path towards it. So, are you ready to dive into our topic? So why is it always sunny for some people and always raining for others? Why some people see glass half full and some people see glass half empty? Why some people see wine in the glass and some people see dirty water? I prefer to see tequila. Okay, wine is good as well. And the answer is our attitude. Our attitude is the prism through which we're looking at life. You can say the pink glasses, dark glasses, and people wear very dark glasses. So it's a lens through which we see the world, because in reality we don't know how the world looks objectively. We can see it only subjectively, because you speak to the person living in the same household, having the same upbringing, let's say identical twins, and they will have like, different attitudes towards life. Not necessarily, but it may happen. Um, so our attitudes actually shape how we see life and what happens to us in our life. Why it happens? Because when you have a particular attitude, for instance, you're thinking, for now, I just like divided, I'll go through the list of different types of attitudes and how they affect us. But for now, I'll just say like positive and negative, and you can have a um, positive attitude on life. And when you think, oh, I'm a lucky girl, or like, oh, luck always follows me. Number 13 is my lucky number. You start believing in it, and you will notice things that support um, your truth. If you have negative attitude towards life, you will be picking out of all of the reality that exists. You will be picking those negative things to support your inner belief. It's as simple as that. Like there's absolutely no magic because there's so many things going on in our life, good people and bad people, and good circumstances, bad circumstances. It's just like how what you pick, what your brain focuses on, where your attention goes, and your prism, your attitude kind of defines where your focus goes. Um, there's a cool exercise that Tony Robbins gave. He said, concentrate, find all of the blue objects in the room, and then people started like searching for blue, and then if it was like greenish blue or like brownish blue, they would still like, oh no, it's blue. So, and then all you can see is blue, or like pick a different color. That's our attention. Where attention goes, your focus is there, and through attitude, you um, you put your attention on the positive or on the negative. There's a funny scene in one of the shows that I watched. The show is Two and a Half Men. Not the best show according to ethical standards, but that episode really shows well what I'm talking about, the attitude. So it's about two brothers living in the same household, and one of the brothers is rich, and he doesn't really need to work much. Like everything comes to him easy, and the other guy lost everything. That's why he has to live with his wealthy brother, but he works hard and tries to be a good person, and like nothing just works for him. And in that episode, they were struggling with money. The wealthy guy did not have income coming in for some time, so his brother started worrying about it, and he said, "Okay, let me sign up for some medical tests." And as a result, his hair were falling out. He got skin rash. Basically, his body was like falling apart, um, because he thought, well, how else I'm gonna come up with the money? And the other brother, Charlie, was saying, well, something will come up. Just don't worry about it. Something will come up. And in the last scene, they having time on the terrace, and someone calls Charlie and offers him $1 million job, while his brother is like falling apart next to him. So this is the perfect example of attitudes. How Charlie believed something good will come up, and it did. I'm not saying that we have to sit on our tushes and meditate, and things will happen. But our attitude does have a big effect on our reality and on things that happen, how things happen to us, and what happens to us. Um, so I found this a list of attitudes that negatively affect us, and if you see yourself in them, that's already a first step towards changing your attitude to a positive one. The number one, and before I begin, is a lot of our attitudes are shaped in childhood. So I don't want you to feel bad that you have a particular attitude, and you like absolutely must change it now right away. It has been a part of you, and it will be a process of changing it. But when you see it, when you realize it, when you understand that that's like part of your internal software, you will be able to change it with time. The number one is hostile attitude. These people are aggressive, confrontational. Every little criticism makes them angry. As an example, a colleague may say like a constructive criticism towards like something you've done, and the person with a hostile attitude right away will get angry and maybe not physical at work, but if it's done at home or with friends, they may even get physical. Pessimistic. Let's say you get a job and you're like, oh well, I'm already not good enough. Oh well, like I'm going on vacation, but it shows like it's gonna rain one day, so everything is negative. You see everything through a negative prism. And I know, I actually know people like that. No matter what, they always find the negative. I'm like, how? Like, how? um, but it's their internal wiring. And, but the bad problem, the bad thing is that the people that I know, they don't want to change it. So you have to want to change it in order to live a better life and have more sunny days rather than rainy days, rather than being in a horror flick. um, Cynical, distrustful of people's motives, and often assuming the worst about others' intentions. Let's say your neighbor brings you a pie and you're already thinking, okay, like what this person wants from me. You always think there is an ulterior motive to what people are doing, and you don't believe in in just because person wants to be friendly, person has good intentions, person has a good heart. There's always like a twisting thought in your brain. Um, Defensive. I think that defensive is one of the most common. Is when you like someone criticizes you and you say, "No, that's not me. That's absolutely not my fault," and always find um, others to blame or like circumstances to blame. I see a lot of it in myself, but I stop myself. Like I remember something happened at work, and it was yes, due. I made a mistake due to external things, which like I didn't know. I was new at the job, but I voiced it right away. I'm like, oh no, no, that's not me. I didn't know. And then I'm like, damn it, like it looks so lame. Just own it. You made a mistake. Now you know. You know, go and do it in a different way now. And I just felt like, damn it, that's Yana. But you see, the good thing is that I realized that, and next time I wanted to blame external circumstances or something without and not owning my mistake. Yeah, I stopped myself and I'm like, okay, no, I'm owning this. I'm not gonna get defensive. Resentful. Resentful. I know people like that. That's why I'm smiling. I wanted to say a sign, but that I personally associated with being resentful. But I'm not gonna astrological sign. But I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to offend anyone. Because it's just like my personal experience. Um, yeah. So these people hold the grudge. Something happened. You did something wrong to them, and they will remember it for years, and you will apologize and they will come back to you a few years later and still remember that. Maybe they just have good memories. I don't know. But yeah, and I feel that one of the people who does this actually told me that he enjoys being mad at other people. He enjoys making other people suffer. So if that's you, I mean, if it doesn't make your life worse, just remember that you're making someone else's life worse, and it does affect your relationships. So maybe for that sake, you would be willing to change it. I don't know, but again, it's up to you. We all have free will to change or not to change, and we absolutely don't have to if we don't want to. Whatever works for us. Um, Anxious. That's me. Moi, moi. I am so anxious. Anxious perfectionist. Perfect way to define me. So anxious is characterized by excessive worry and fear about uncertain situations or outcomes. Um, yeah, so in any situation, you can imagine how things can go wrong. Hundred like in 100 different scenarios. For instance, I remember my partner got sick and we were in the country where like I was not familiar with 911 calling or whatever, and I was so afraid that like he will have a high fever at night, and I'll have to call an ambulance, and which number do I call? So he just had a cold and I was already like creating this story. Then of course I stopped myself, which I always do when I realize I'm going that way. But yes, it's my, I guess, like natural pre-wiring to see how things can go wrong, and this is like for all anxious types, how things can go wrong in any given situation. I think I would be good at writing the movie Final Destination, where like people are dying randomly. I would be like so perfect at it. So you see, I could anxious people could use their talents, but it doesn't serve me well. So I work on it. Stubborn. These are the people who are stuck in their ways, and they don't want to change. And most likely, if any of you are stubborn people right now, they would not. You may not even see yourself in it, like see that you're stubborn, because you're stubborn, which is fine. I'm anxious. Judgmental. People, but I think we're all a little bit judgmental. That's the culture. But maybe judgmental people who have a lot of that attitude, they like to judge everyone and everything. And it may have its positive outlets, like if you're a lawyer. Um, but in personal life, it might be hard, especially in interpersonal relationships where you're always judging without like knowing the full story of a person. And in general, I think so. I'm down for my list, and I think that like every medal has two sides. With all of the attitudes, sometimes it serves you well in some situations, and in some situations it like um, affects you negatively. So I guess our task is just to see ourselves in those attitudes and see when they do work for us and when they don't work for us, and like have that boundary. And again, it all comes down to self-awareness, understanding where it manifests. Is it serving us or it's not serving us? I always say, like, does it work for me right now? No. Okay, that's it. I'm stopping it. If this is working for me right now, then okay, let's continue being anxious. Yeah, because nothing in life is like black and white. Everything has positive and negatives, but if we overdo something, then it uh, hinders our ability to have a fulfilling, joyful life, enjoying life, joyful life. And yeah, so I hope you found this helpful. Hope you did not find yourself in many of these attitudes. And just remember that what you think is what you get. Your thoughts are reflected in your environment. I don't mean that the environment changes according to your thoughts. I mean that you consciously pick out of ton of possibilities in the environment those things that you believe in and how you view the world. So it's up to you if you want to have a better life, if you want to see more sunny days, then you can definitely change your attitudes. Do it as a test. I like doing things as tests. I don't like changing something without knowing why I do it or if it's working. I do it as a test. I'm like, okay, let me try a week. For a week, I'm going to be catching myself in my attitudes. And if it doesn't work for me, rewiring it because I want to see more beauty, more sunshine in my life, more positive events. And then if it works for 1 week, I'm like, okay, so let me do a second week, and then it becomes a habit, and then your life changes slowly without you even noticing it. It may be like 2 months will pass by, and you'll be like, oh yeah, wow, look at me, like I've changed so much, and the environment changed so much because of my thoughts. I have experienced that after Vipassana when it's a silent retreat. So when I finished it, I thought, well, that was hard, and I don't think I got anything out of it aside from just being silent and having 10 days of me time. But then a month later, 2 months later, I saw how I started to change and how things were unfolding and changing in my life because of my new ways of thought and attitudes and how I would catch myself in the moment and rewire my thinking. And it was a really beautiful process. And I'm like, wow. So think about it. Um, See where you can improve your life by changing your attitude and take baby steps and congratulate yourself for every small, tiny achievement on that journey because life is a beautiful, long journey. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please like this video and share this video and subscribe, and let's grow a big community of like-minded people who can say, I love you life. Till next time. Bye.